there, friend, pull up a chair. It's your boy ScullyPop with stories to share. From the page to the stage, I've done it all. Books on the shelf and curtain calls. I whisper tales in the dead of night with a little ta-ta-ta just to feel right. And if you need some tingles down your spine, ska, 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 yeah, that sound is mine. So buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're going deep, no need to hide. Where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're tuned in now to ScullyPop. So close your eyes and enjoy the glide, and we'll see you on the other side. I've read my novels by candlelight, with every chapter feeling just right. I'm the author that reads to you slow, with rhythm and rhyme in every flow. My fingers snap, the mic goes hot. Live from the heart, I give all I got. A little jazz, a touch of noir, mix in some ASMR and you're not far. Ska, 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 ta, 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 let the rhythm carry ya. Ta, 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 ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Ska, ska, ska. Ta, ta, ta. Let the rhythm carry ya. Ta, ta, ta. Ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're spinning dreams on the other side, where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're vibing now with ScullyPop. So dim the lights and let it slide, and we'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Stories whispered, curtains raised, books turned to gold and voices praised. I'm just the guide on this wild old ride, and if you're still with me, I'll see you on the other side. Da, da, da.
Well, might want to add myself to the stage. Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be reading about the history of World Storytelling Day. It's World Storytelling Day, March 20. How's everybody doing tonight? See a bunch of familiar faces out there. Check, check, check. Izzy Pop. Hey, Miss Bell. How you doing? Sounds gut. Var är Sven? Crafty Witch, Crafty Witch. Broska, moderator extraordinaire, TWP Popcorn. Hey, Susanna, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in your part of the world. Hey, Grizzly, it's Vicky Pop in the house. Ska, 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 ska. There's my broska, Bigfoot. 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 Hey, music to my ears. Music to my ears. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all don't forget to hit the like. Check your membership for a milestone. Come on in, relax. If we have time, even got a little short story for you at the end. The dog ate the Mississippi mud pie. How you doing tonight, Izzy Pop? Izzy's dropping those links. Get them while they're hot. Looks good on my end over here, I think. 12:15 in Ontario. Some of our Canadian fans out there. How you doing, Bigfoot? Y'all can always catch a good live stream over there with Bigfoot. Usually late in the evening, early hours sometimes. Much going on. You can always run on over there and check them out. Let everybody pile on in here before we start. Some of this wonderful jazz compliments of Izzy Pop. If you need some channel upgrades, thumbnails, banners, songs, intro videos, reach out to Izzy Pop Designs. Somebody get her link in the chat. Spongy, how you doing? Misty, what up? Down home, Misty style. You must be 3 hours behind us. So, good to be here. Thank you, TWP, dropping Izzy's link out there. Y'all reach out to her. I think she's running a special right now. Some first stories there in the caves 50,000 years ago. Some of y'all probably know about these cave paintings. World Storytelling Day actually started in Sweden. I think it was 1961. But we're going to go over a brief history of that, and perhaps I'll read a short story to you at the end. Maybe a good way to kick off the weekend. Yeah, they're old. Old. And that was a time they didn't even have civilization. For some reason, people reverted to the caves that we know of anyway. Well, hey, Desiree. Remember Desiree in the house? Welcome. Y'all remember, don't forget to fill the chat with some emojis. Always put some nice color into the room. And check your membership for a milestone. Hey, ScullyPop. Hey, Desiree. Spongy says, I'm doing all right. Did something to my back or hip. Oh, no. Well, I know that. I know that all too well. There's the sauce boss, Jason P. Jason P. Ska. Welcome, buddy. I saw Andy Pop sneaking in earlier. No, my old back hurts too. Need a new bed. Get is Sven from Sweden. Izzy Pop. Sven loves you. You're coming in. Share it out. Forget to hit that notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, the matching sweaters. There you go. The Swedish sweaters. Yeah. Hey, Debbie, we're looking for you. Enjoyed your story today. Y'all get over there and check out Debbie. She had a good story today. World Storytelling Day, March 20. Yay. Today was the equinox, yeah. Yep. Threw together a few images today. How you doing, Debbie Sue? Hope that your husband's recovering well and has a speedy convalescence. Tell him that ScullyPop said, hey. It's music to my ears. It's music to my ears, and it's music to my ears. Ding, 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 ding. Down home, down home, down home, Misty style. I gotta catch up some blogs. Hope everybody's well fed and relaxing, ready for a good story or two. Somewhere deep inside a limestone cave on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi, researchers using a cutting-edge dating technique discovered a painting ceiling panel at least 51,200 years old. The image is extraordinary. A pig, rendered in red pigment, stands with its mouth open. Around it, three human-like figures are caught mid-action, one holding what appears to be a rod, one pressing close to the animal's snout, one upside down with legs splayed, reaching toward the pig's head. We don't know their names. We don't know their language. We don't know if they survived the next winter. But we know one thing for certain. They had a story to tell. They needed someone, anyone, to hear it. That impulse is what we're talking about today. Not just a holiday, not just a date on a calendar, We're talking about the single most defining characteristic of our species. The thing that separates us from every other creature that has ever drawn breath on this planet. We're talking about storytelling. And today, on March 20th, the world stops, or at least pauses to celebrate it. Welcome to ScullyPop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. If you're already part of this incredible community, you already know we go deep. Today, we're going all the way back to the beginning of what it meant to be human. Scott Jason, Scott. There's Owen. Hey, buddy. Owen, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Come on in, pull up a chair, relax. The Bud Files, welcome. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Good to see you. Awesome. SpongePop. Scott. Debbie Sue. According to archaeologist Adam Brum of Griffith University, storytelling is a hugely important part of human evolution and possibly even helps to explain our success as a species. Think about that for a second. Not fire, not tools, not agriculture. Storytelling. Because here's what fire does. It warms you. Tools feed you. Agriculture sustains you. But storytelling? Storytelling builds the architecture of civilization inside the human mind. It is the software, if you'll allow the metaphor, that allows a scattered, vulnerable, slow, fangless primate to become the most dominant force this planet has ever seen. Simple command like don't go near the river at night might be forgotten, but a terrifying story about a monster that lives in the river and snatches children who wander too close, a child never forgets that. There it is, the genius of the story. It doesn't just inform, but it embeds. It reaches past the rational mind and plants itself somewhere deeper, somewhere that lasts. The SCULLY'S painting shows 8 human-like beings hunting 6 animals. including native species such as buffaloes and warty pigs. Human-like creatures appear to be carrying ropes and spears, suggesting the hunters may have attempted to capture live adult pigs and buffaloes. This wasn't a random scribble. This was narrative, scene with characters, action, and intention. Researchers noted that the creatures depicted having some human-like qualities and some animal qualities, which they call therianthropes. Forgive me if I butchered that. Figures that appear as gods, spirits, or ancestral beings in many religions worldwide. In other words, whoever painted this wasn't just documenting a hunt. They were already doing something profoundly human. They were mythologizing. They weren't alone in this impulse. Across the ancient world, virtually every corner of the planet where humans set afoot, the story followed. The Chauvet Cave in France contained representations of storytelling dating back 36,000 years ago. Cave paintings believed to tell the story of a volcanic eruption. In Egypt, hieroglyphic language dating back about 5,000 years served not only for religious documents, but also to line tombs and temples with messages to future inhabitants. From ancient Mesopotamia came what many scholars consider the oldest surviving written story, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Tale of a king seeking immortality, wrestling with grief, and ultimately confronting what it means to be mortal. Story, in other words, it resonates just as painfully today as it did 4,000 years ago. This is the miracle of story. It does not age. Thousands of years before anyone pressed a reed stylus in the clay, before any scribe dipped ink on the papyrus, stories lived somewhere far more fragile and far more powerful than stone or paper. They lived in the human voice. Nowhere was this tradition more magnificently developed than in West Africa, where an entire professional class of individuals dedicated their lives, entire lineages, generation after generation, to the sacred work of remembering. Hey, Lucy. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you. Busy saying, hey, Lucy. Scuss. Spongy's having a peek. And not sure what that emoji is. Hugs for all. Good to have Owen in here tonight. Life's a hobby. Cole, I hope you're doing all right. It's good to see you. Debbie Sue, Debbie Sue. I'll tell you what, Debbie's in line for the next moderator position at this rate. She comes to every show. But Files. So what's going on with everyone tonight? Hey Nez, how you doing? Nez Lover in the house. Bigfoot still hanging out. Y'all don't forget to hit the like. Bigfoot. Scott. Some of the original cave paintings. Be pretty cool to check that out one day. Like I said, World Storytelling Day goes back to 1991 in Sweden, where it all began. And they're saying hey to Desiree. Bigfoot saying hey. What you got there? Did survival night on Tuesday. I still cannot get warm. Dang. Put chill on your bone, huh? We sure enjoyed the St. Patrick's Day in the Temple Bar the other night. Hey, Scott, what's up, buddy? See you coming in. That's cool. You was over in Biloxi. When was that? Today? There you go. Lost track of something. Hang on. Yeah, Scott, there you go, man. Y'all still over there in Biloxi? Yeah, Dickie Tingles. Go, load it up. What we got here? Molly Drake, welcome. All right, Spongy took it in. Kim, I'm making you a banner. I can't keep up with y'all's comments right now. Jeez, I'm not that far behind. Everyone else having fun. I was with the nature spirit. It was excellent. Yeah, I certainly enjoy your nature videos. Some of the most authentic work out there. And I think that's got a lot to do with content creation, finding that authenticity. A couple words in here tonight, I'm just butchering them. World Storytelling Day. Isn't that something? That's some great jazz, isn't it? Sven, where art thou, Sven? almost went live from Bourbon Street instead of doing this, but I was able to get the production completed and ready to go. I mean, truthfully, to put something like this together, even a year ago or 2 years, it's been taking a few days, you know, but I can do this kind of stuff in an hour or so now and get it ready. I mean, it's kind of like magic, but not really. You know, you got to think the painstaking prompts that I work with the you know, the machines, let's just say. Anybody working with the machines? Yeah, you love jazz. Music to my ears. Music to my ears. Trying to think of what your nickname could be for me. Yeah, we try to keep the music pretty hip, you know. Pretty cool. Yeah. That's funny. Every time I go live, like kind of late on a Friday, it's either like nobody's here, and then or all these people start coming in. Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. The village riot would relate stories of birth, deaths, marriages, battles, hunts, affairs, and other life events. Riots have the main responsibility for keeping stories of individual tribes and families alive in the oral tradition. They are an essential part of many West African events, such as weddings, where they sing and share the family history of the bride and groom. And more than that, it's also their role to settle disputes and act as a mediator in case of conflict. Regina Pop. Regina. Originated in the 13th century in the Mandi Empire of Mali. And for centuries, they have told and retold the history of the empire, keeping their stories and traditions alive. The training is extraordinary. Training for young people born into a griot family typically begins around the age of 8 and is completed by age 18 through listening and memorization. Griots in training must learn the knowledge, stories, and repertoire of their people. 10 years. Decade of their childhood and adolescence devoted entirely to the absorption of history, genealogy, music, poetry, and performance. No textbooks, no exams, just listening and remembering and becoming. Loss of a griot is metaphorically compared to the burning down of the library. Perhaps no statement better captures what is at stake when a story is lost. It is not merely entertainment that disappears. It is identity. It is memory. It is the connective tissue of an entire people's understanding of who they are and where they came from. Fault dog, fault dog, fault dog. This understanding. Stories are not luxuries but necessities. It's at the very heart of World Storytelling Day. So where did this celebration come from? The answer, surprisingly, is Sweden. Establishes the March equinox as the date because it offered a culturally neutral, astronomical, universal reference point that all countries share equally. Think about that choice for a moment. It's actually profound. The equinox belongs to no single culture, no single religion, no single tradition. It is simply a moment when the earth itself achieves balance, when light and dark are equal. For storytelling communities worldwide, the equinox represents a threshold, an invitation to reflect on what stories carry people across transitions. The Swedish National Storytelling Network passed out some time after the first event. But they stayed alive, celebrated around the country by different enthusiasts. In 1997, storytellers in Perth, Western Australia, coordinated a 5-week-long celebration of story, commemorating March 20 as the International Day of Oral Narrators. Across 3 continents, independently of one another, people had arrived at the same instinct. This day, this equinox, this moment of balance, this is when we should stop and celebrate the story. From one small gathering of Swedish enthusiasts to a global movement on 6 continents in less than 2 decades. No government mandate, no UN designation, no marketing budget. Its authority derives entirely from participation. That itself is a kind of story worth telling. A story about how the genuine human hunger for narrative will always find a way to organize itself, to reach across borders, to gather. Each year, the celebration centers around a shared theme that links storytellers across every participating country and language. Past themes have included strong women, dreams, neighbors, water, and monsters and dragons. And for 2026, the year you're watching this video, the theme is light in the dark. It is perhaps the most ancient storytelling theme of all. Prometheus stealing fire from the gods, Anansi the spider outwitting more powerful forces to bring knowledge to ordinary people. The Inuit stories of light and dark as necessary and complementary halves of his existence. These traditions treat the coexistence of light and dark as not purely oppositional, but as necessary. Balance that mirrors the equinox itself. On the day when darkness and light stand equal, we tell stories about what it means to carry a light through the dark. It's almost too perfectly calibrated to be coincidental, and yet here we are. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, storytelling, sure, but that's just fairy tales and campfires, right? That's a charming hobby. Let me tell you something might reframe the whole conversation. Neurologists and cognitive scientists have spent decades trying to understand why stories have such a profound grip on the human brain. What they have found is genuinely staggering. Human brain does not process a story the way it processes a spreadsheet or a list of facts. When you hear a story, a real well-told narrative with characters and tension and stakes, your brain doesn't just activate the language processing centers. It activates the motor cortex, the sensory cortex, the emotional centers. You hear about someone running, the neurons associated with a running fire. You hear about someone eating something delicious. The areas of your brain associated with taste light up. Your brain, on a neurological level, is not watching a story from the outside. It is living it from the inside. It's doing what neuroscientists call neural coupling. The brains of the teller and the listener begin to synchronize. You are not being told something. You are being transported somewhere. This is why, across all of human history, across every culture on every continent, stories have been the primary mechanism for passing on the things that matter most. Not because our ancestors lacked better options, but because story is the most efficient delivery system for meaning that the human brain has ever developed. Well, thank you, sir. Much appreciated, Owen. Very kind. Thank you. Normally I'd blow off some bells and whistles, but I don't have those. Let's think I'd be I need a midnight cheese sandwich. I'm gonna have a midnight hamburger. Know that. Kim, you got mail. How you doing, Regina? Everybody's getting a snack. Fall dog in the house. Y'all check your membership for a milestone. Jason, 3 months there. I know Izzy's probably right at, what are you at right now? 40 months? What is that? A pound? 10 pounds? Is that what that is? I think I know that symbol. Thank you, Owen. Life's a hobby. I'll check him out. He's got an awesome channel. Nobody got a milestone? Yeah, pretty cool. We got that since 1991. Damn, what, you not bundled up right out there? Hey, what is that? Sunglasses, okay. Sauce balls. I was telling Izzy the other night, showing her a video, or I can't remember what it was, about a cheese sandwich, toasted cheese sandwich. Make my stomach growl. Everybody pigging out tonight, man. Definitely getting hungry. I did 1,000 words, a short story. I didn't know if I'd have time, but it's The Dog Ate the Mississippi Mud Pie. That's my contribution to World Storytelling Day. Pretty funny, kind of somewhat of a comedy, a heartwarming comedy. Short story. Oh, Euros. Oh, okay. Huh. Does England, do they still have pounds over there in London and all that? I can't remember how it goes. I remember when the euro came in and all that, and the money had to transfer over. It was kind of complicated. I mean, when I was in Europe and Holland years back, every country still had their own currency. So, but then I moved back to the States in like 95 or 96, and wasn't too long they changed to the euro. Good to see you, MU Rush. Yeah, England has pound. Okay. We had pounds until 1999. Okay, I thought so. I didn't know if I was like, that's not the pound sign, but I was confused. Yeah, I know. Doesn't it sound good, Debbie? I bet Debbie knows how to make a good grilled cheese sandwich. Do y'all like just like the grilled cheese with butter toasted into it, or you like dipping it in soup, or what do y'all do? Got some nachos and cheese. Oh my god, y'all killing me with the cheese. I'm not supposed to have cheese. Don't tell nobody. There's like no cheese. I did. I told Izzy I could smash a grilled toasted cheese sandwich. Oh my god. Everybody's like, I wonder if I got any cheese in the fridge. Right? I mean, I know, I guess traditionally people dip their grilled cheese in tomato soup. What kind of cheese do you like? All cheese? Midnight snack at 1 a.m. Oh, it's so bad. That's the weekend though, right? I love cheese. Me too. I like cheddar cheese and feta cheese. I like most cheeses, yeah. Holland in the early 90s. You're older than I thought you were. Yeah. I cheated. That's an old picture there. I'm sorry, I'm late. You're late. Lori Pop. Grilled cheese with ketchup and dill pickles. Sounds kind of good. How you doing, Lori? Love when the toaster fires out the bread and you can't find it. Holy shit. How about if you wake up out in nature, you've been camping, and you wake all your food's gone in the morning. Like, damn, was that a bear? Y'all got bears over there? You run into a bear, Owen? I'm like, what the hell? What the hell did he send me a piece of toast for? Oh god. Tomato soup with bisque, a bowl of chili. Ooh. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Scott, what y'all doing down in Biloxi, man? That's my turf. Well, I don't go to Biloxi that often, but I've spent many years down here on the coast, so I know the area well. Y'all hitting the casinos? I can't think we got an event going on this weekend. I got mail. What is it? Oh, she must be talking to somebody else. Let's see. Oh, that was around New Year's. Yeah, man, hit me up. Y'all get back down this way. Oh, Kim does. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, y'all check out um Owen's channel, Life's a Hobby. If you like nature videos and stuff like that. Yeah, they got a lot of slot machine players coming down this way. They'll be bussing them in. I used to work at a casino years ago, but I hadn't even set foot in a casino in forever. I prefer not to gamble. It doesn't do anything but make my nerves shot, you know. What you make? Something for Kim? Awesome, awesome. Let's finish up our story here, I reckon. Yeah, many cultures designated special people, elders, shamans, and griots in West Africa as the professional keepers of the oral tradition. Their entire lives were dedicated to memorizing and performing the community's stories. Oral tradition wasn't just about reciting facts, it was a performance. Storyteller would use their voice, gestures, and expressions to bring the story to life. This was communication as a shared experience, binding the group together. Binding the group together. 4 words. That's civilization in 4 words. The shared story is the shared identity. The tribe that tells the same stories is the tribe that survives. And here's where it gets philosophically interesting, maybe a little unsettling. Because we're living through a moment of enormous storytelling upheaval. The oral tradition gave way to the written word. The written word gave way to the printed book. The printed book gave way to broadcast media. And now we live in an era of algorithmic stories, AI generated narratives, 15-second video clips, and infinite content streams where a human being can consume more stories in a single day than our ancestors encountered in a lifetime. The question hanging over World Storytelling Day, unspoken but present, is this: in the age of the infinite scroll, what happens to the story? key element of oral storytelling is the interaction between the teller and the audience, which creates a unique lived experience that cannot be replicated by reading a book or watching a film. That thing, that live reciprocal breathing exchange between a human being telling something true and an audience receiving it, that is what is endangered, not stories themselves. Stories will survive. They always survive. But the embodied human present experience of one voice filling a room with a world that doesn't exist yet, that is what World Storytelling Day is fighting to protect. Before the invention of writing, storytelling was the primary method for passing down laws, survival skills, and moral values from one generation to the next. By dedicating a day to this practice, the holiday ensures that the nuances of vocal performance, tone, gesture, and rhythm are not lost in the modern age. Tone, gesture, rhythm. 3 words and no text messages ever contained. 3 things that a Swedish storyteller in 1991 understood were slipping away. 3 things that, on March 20th every year, people in dozens of countries and hundreds of languages gather to insist are still worth preserving. Because stories often deal with universal human emotions like love, fear, and triumph. They allow listeners to empathize with people whose lives they may seem very different from their own. And this capacity for empathy through story may be the most important gift our species has ever given itself. Because before you can care about someone you never met, you have to be able to imagine their inner life. You have to be able to hear their story and feel it as your own. That is not a skill we are born with. That is a skill we develop. In the classroom where we learn, it has always been, from the very beginning, a story. So here we are on March 20th, 2026. The equinox, a moment of balance. Somewhere in a library in the Netherlands, the storyteller is walking into a classroom. Somewhere in West Africa, a griot is tuning a kora. Somewhere in Scandinavia, someone is standing up in front of a crowd, beginning a sentence that has no predetermined ending. And deep inside a limestone cave in the SCULLY'S, 51,000 years of silence surround the painting of a pig and 3 human figures that no living person fully understands. Stored without a caption, message without a known recipient, reaching across an incomprehensible gulf of time to tap you on the shoulder and say, "We were here. We had something to say. We needed you to know. You are the audience that painting was always waiting for." That's the story of World Storytelling Day. Now, as always on ScullyPop, story belongs to you. Tell one today. Tell a true one. Tell a wild one. Tell the one your grandmother told you that you swore you'd never forget. Because if you don't tell it, it begins to disappear. And the world cannot afford to lose one more story. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this channel, and honestly, more people deserve to know this stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. Consider joining the ScullyPop membership for early access, bonus content, and the knowledge that you are directly keeping this channel alive and weird and wonderful. See you on the next one, where as always, the entertainment doesn't stop. Thank you, Izzy Pop, for dropping those links. Oh, she got a banner. Let's see. That's pretty cool. Huh. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. That's Kim's new banner. About that, pretty cool. Music to my ears. Very interesting. Scott saying hey to Kim. Y'all let me know if you're still out there. Put a 1010 in the chat. ScullyPop's favorite number. 1010. 1010. 1010. Scuss. Y'all ready for some Mississippi mud pie? Love me some Mississippi mud pie. Yeah, you should just be able to drop that in there, Kim, and it should fit all the different devices. Izzy's got that, how you call it? Debbie Soups. Cuss. Hey, Janine. What's up, Pumpkin? What you doing? Having a little rough and talk. Stick around if you want to hear the dog ate the Mississippi mud pie. My contribution to World Storytelling Day. Thank you, baby. Izzy made this one too. Thank you, baby. Yes, she is. She works very hard at it. If y'all reach out to her if you need a channel upgrade, any kind of video production, songs. What you got? Ham and toast and strawberry jam. It's different. Everybody got the munchies tonight, huh? I know I'm about to pig out. For sure. Sweet taters and carrots, white potatoes, juicy hamburger. Let's see what I got here. There's a particular kind of magic that only exists on Christmas Eve. Kind that smells like brown sugar and melted butter. Wraps itself around your shoulders like a fleece blanket. Makes even the most ordinary kitchen feel like the center of the entire universe. In the Thibodeau house on Magnolia Lane, the magic had a name: Mississippi Mud Pie. It began the way all great family traditions begin, with mild chaos and absolute love. Grandma Dottie arrived first, stomping snow off her boots at the front door and immediately declaring that nobody in this house knew how to properly melt chocolate. She was 67 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and had the unshakable confidence of a woman who had never once burned a dessert. She marched straight past the Christmas tree, past the stocking hung with embroidered care, and planted herself at the kitchen counter like a general claiming the high ground. Her daughter Linda followed 2 steps behind, already untying her apron strings in surrender. Linda was a perfectly capable cook on any other day of the year. Christmas Eve, however, belonged entirely to Dottie. "12-year-old Cora Jean bounced at the kitchen doorway, flour already somehow on her nose before a single ingredient had been touched. Her little brother, Tio, age 8, stood beside her with the wide-eyed reverence of someone witnessing a sacred ceremony, which in the Thibodeau family, this absolutely was. And then there was Biscuit. Biscuit was a copper-furred, barrel-chested hound dog of questionable intelligence and absolutely zero impulse control. He positioned himself beneath the kitchen table with the practiced stillness of a dog who understood that invisibility was his greatest tactical asset. His enormous brown eyes tracked every movement. His nose worked like a telegraph machine, tapping out messages in the language of chocolate and butter and brown sugar. He was, in every sense, a disaster waiting for its moment. First, Grandma Dottie announced, rolling up her sleeves with great ceremony, "We melt the butter, real butter. None of that imitation nonsense." Cora Jean stood on her step stool, stirring with the seriousness of a surgeon. Tio was assigned the critical task of unwrapping the chocolate squares, a job he performed with enormous responsibility and only minor chocolate theft. Kitchen filled with warmth, not just from the oven, from the particular warmth of people who genuinely like each other crowded into a small space doing something that matters. Grandma Dottie told the story of the first mud pie she ever made. Christmas she was 19. Now Grandpa Roy had eaten 2 full slices and then immediately proposed marriage. "Pie did the work. I just held the spoon." Linda laughed until she had to set down her coffee. Cora Jean stirred faster, as if she could bake that sun magic directly into the batter. Even Tio looked up from his chocolate smudged hands with a grin, suggested he understood. Some deep and wordless level, but this moment was worth remembering. They folded in the marshmallows. They poured the glossy batter into the pan. They slid it into the oven with the reverence of people placing something precious somewhere safe. 2 hours, then we eat. Timer was set. Kitchen was declared a success. The family migrated to the living room where Christmas movies played, and Dad got the fireplace going, and Tio fell asleep under the tree like a present nobody had ordered, but everyone was glad to receive. Biscuit padded quietly out of the kitchen. Nobody noticed. Two hours and 17 minutes later. Because Grandma Dottie always let it rest a little longer, she was not a barbarian. Family reassembled in the kitchen with the joyful energy of a congregation approaching something holy. Dottie lifted the dish towel she draped over the pie for presentation. She stared. The pen tin. Check. I messed up. I messed up, Izzy Pop. Check. Dottie lifted the dish towel she draped over the pie for presentation. She stared. The pie tin gleamed back at her, clean, empty, polished to a shine that suggested not a single crumb had been left behind. As if the Mississippi... That's it. Oh my God. So funny. Pie tin gleamed back at her, clean, empty, polished to a shine that suggested not a single crumb had been left behind. As if the Mississippi mud pie had simply decided of its own volition to cease to exist. Silence lasted approximately 4 full seconds. Then everyone turned slowly toward Biscuit. Biscuit sat in the corner of the kitchen with the posture of a dog who had absolutely no information about any pie, had never seen a pie, and was frankly a little offended by the implication. His tail offered one small, cautious wag. His expression communicated profound innocence. The thin stripe of chocolate ganache along his left ear communicated everything else. Biscuit! The word came from Grandma Dottie in a tone that had no volume but infinite weight. Biscuit's ears folded flat, his chin dropped to the floor. He let out a single, mournful sound, somewhere between an apology and a declaration that it had been entirely worth it. Corjean looked at Tio. Tio looked at Corjean. Something cracked, and then both of them dissolved completely, laughing the helpless, breathless laugh of children who understand that this story will be told every Christmas for the rest of their lives. Linda covered her mouth. Then she started laughing too. Then even Dad, who missed the entire thing watching football, leaned in the doorway and caught enough of the scene to join in. Grandma Dottie stood holding the empty tin for a long moment. Then, very slowly, the corner of her mouth curved up. Well, she said, setting down the pan and reaching for her coat. Somebody better drive me to Piggly Wiggly. She pointed at Biscuit without looking at him. You are getting cold. Biscuit's tail wagged. He had absolutely no regrets. Outside, snow drifted softly over Magnolia Lane, and inside the Thibodeau house, the laughter was warm enough to count as concern. The end. Hope y'all enjoyed my contribution to World Storytelling Day. Biscuit ate the Mississippi mud pie. Grandma Roy was pissed. Ta-da! Yeah. Awesome. I had fun tonight. Appreciate all you guys coming out. This is one of our theme songs, another one Izzy made. Yeah, you like that story? Maybe I'll do some more. That was a 1,000-word count, roughly. It's fairly digestible as far as I'm concerned. I could do a couple of those in one live stream, maybe 2 or 3. I generally look to about 4,000 to 5,000 words on short stories, but I think the 1,000-word format's getting popular. I mean, I don't know. You look at like novels. I've written 120, 140,000 words and cut. Like my first go with it was like I wrote 120,000 words. We cut some like 30,000 words out of it and then pumped it back up. Anyway, that was in my learning how to finish writing a novel days. And then what do you got? Your typical novella is about 40,000 words. Short novel. But yeah, I'd really like to get a compilation of all my short stories and publish that. So I think maybe I can get my new I have a new assistant, AI assistant that helps me do all kind of things, and I can literally just sit here like I'm talking to y'all and talk to it, and send her off to do stuff. I don't know. Right now I call her Sapphire, so that's for another story and another day. I mean, I don't know what y'all know. I'm kind of leaning toward AI and all that, and I'd like to incorporate that in different ways. But like right now, I'm talking right now, I can just say, look, can you go pull up, my last 20 emails and, draft a response to that, and don't send them. Let me look at them before you send. I could just tell it to send them, whatever. But there's just a lot of things I'm working on, trying to build an operating system for my business, which basically everything falls under ScullyPop Productions. You're looking at the YouTube channel, of course, ScullyPop, and then you've got We'll Make It Pop, our new membership platform. Izzy Pop Designs falls under that same umbrella. So on her and that end of it, she has all the support she needs with that. And my other business, Coastal Content, where I work here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. But right now, I've been training my assistant on all this information. So it's a lot of work, and it's already come up with great ideas that I should do. And just there's just so many of them, you know. Anyway, I'll get more into that another time. So yeah, I am so hungry, y'all. Oh, and I appreciate your donation tonight. I guess nobody else had a milestone. I wonder if, let me see something. Some of our images from the show tonight. Hey, Lori's been a member for 3 months. Wow, awesome. And just go through the chat here for a moment and acknowledge everybody that was here tonight. It was our wonderful Izzy Pop behind the scenes there doing all kind of stuff. Simply W Sue was here tonight. Scott was here tonight. Scott Smith. Creative Moments, great to see you. Lori's Stories and Crochet. Music to My Ears. Life's a Hobby, Owen. TWP Popcorn. Moderator extraordinaire. We have also Janine Sizemore. Vicky was here tonight from Grizzly Girl Games, Grub. Go up as far as I can here and look. New Rush was here tonight. Oh, Texas Regina, one of our good members, Texas Regina. We also had Jason the Sauce Boss was here, and his right hand man and protege, Crafty Witch. All Dog was here. And Spongy and Misty were here tonight. Desiree. Molly Drake was here. Who else? Nez Lover was here tonight. Lucy from Body Illusion. I think that's about as far back as I can go. Grind with Nicole was here. Yeah, man. The Bud Files, that's right. Almost done with my SpongeBob Bloody Blanket. What's that? The crochet? Huh. Pat's fan. What up, man? Shit, I don't even see that. Really? I did not see Pat's fan come in. I beg your pardon. Hell. Huh. Yeah, crochet. It's a small blanket. Oh, I was reading. Yeah, but I don't even remember looking at chat. V-Pop, what up? We getting ready to go off. You go back and listen. Doing good. About to go smash some food here in a minute. I know we had more milestones than that. Oh, my appetite is ravenous right now. How you doing, V? I've been knocking out some lives this month, but that kind of takes less time for catching up with you guys. So forgive me if I haven't been by, but I'll get by. Y'all don't forget, go look at Debbie Sue's channel and get some of her good stories. Izzy put her link out there real quick. Y'all pick it up. Y'all go over there, do me a favor, go check that out real quick. Simply Debbie Sue and also Izzy Pop. Here, I'll put Izzy's link in there. Copy link. How long we been going? Almost. Paste. Well, I just got kind of fishing fever. Man, where you go fishing? There's Izzy Pop and there's Debbie Sue. Y'all go pick those up real quick. Yeah, man, I'm ready to go catch some fish. Jeez, I'm telling you. Big old speckled trout, man. I don't know how she can keep up with all the link dropping and keeping up with everything going on. It'd be hard not to take some things out of context, you know, but whatever. You got a pretty sharp mind, you can use it. Her brain is sharp, you know, most of the time, so don't let her fool you. She's a pro. Yeah. Play Ice and Fire again. Where'd he go? Oh, starving, man. I'm a butterfly.
Baby, you give me don't leave me here high and dry. Oh. I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
Oh, I just realized that's you stitching it up. Creative moments. I'm like, it's so hard to remember all that. I'm so bad. Like, I'm glad to see you stitching. Stitching it up. Beep-pop, beep-pop. Beep-pop, beep-pop. Stitching it up.
Some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Tingle, 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 tingle.
You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me
Feel that
you whip up my appetite. Don't leave
leave
me
me
high
high
and
and
dry.
dry.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Big fat juicy hamburger. Sweet potato. Those good nights. Wow. It's a good night. Goodbye. Good evening.